Today is December 25th, 2023. Oh man, I've been up. I got up pretty early today. I wanted to make this video for myself 10 years from now. I was doing yoga this morning, and I tend to have some of my best, brainstorming sessions while I'm doing yoga, or, my moments of release and thinking things through tend to happen best when I'm doing yoga. And this morning I was having a rush of thoughts about my fears, the worries that are deep within my heart about the things that I want to accomplish that are pretty big and not necessarily grandiose, but I want them to be grandiose, I want to be a multi-millionaire within the next 10 years. And as I'm doing yoga, I'm thinking about what is it going to take for me to get there? And is the pursuit of money going to make me happy? And the reason I'm in pursuit of money is because there are things I want to do for other people, and that requires money. And I want to be able to help other people that are in my life, that have helped me along the way of my journey. And that's one of the things I was thinking about. And I was also thinking about, my fears of being judged, that, I've set out these big dreams that I want to accomplish, that I'm saying publicly. And I worry that, what if I fail? But I won't know unless I try. There's a lot of money out there to be made. And I tend to get emotional about the fact that why can't it be me? Why do I have to sit on the sideline and watch someone else make all this money? Somebody has to make these millions, and I want it to be me. I want to be one of them. And what I don't want to happen is I make all this money and I have nothing to show for it. Meaning, I got all the money I wanted, but I don't have people to share it with. I don't have, the relationships that are meaningful with having all this money that I'm going to make. And I've thought about that, and I've thought about, the fact that I get worried about myself mentally, and I worry about what will my mental state be, in the future. And I've always thought I was a pretty strong person mentally, and I've made mistakes that have made me question myself a lot more than I've ever questioned my entire life. And that's just the honest truth. I don't know if it's because this is the first time that I've been faced with the question of what are you going to do about it, And I think about that often, and I'm working on letting go. I've made a lot of progress leading up to this point, leading up to this moment. And, understanding that, yes, I've made these mistakes, but I cannot keep dwelling on them anymore. I need to move forward and I need to progress mentally. And my therapy has helped a lot with that. I am working on not doubting myself as much. I tend to, have these overwhelmingly positive thoughts and affirmations, and then I I have these moments of doubt creep into my mind about what if I can't make it happen? What if it doesn't happen for me in 10 years? Does that mean I didn't make it? Does that mean I failed? And I'm working on moving forward, not letting that be the case. There's life is full of doubt, and it's everywhere you look. But if you look for positivity, you're going to find it, and you're going to find it within yourself. And that's one thing that I want to do going forward into 2024 is leave no doubt. Focus on yourself, focus on the mission to better yourself, to achieve your goals, to achieve your dreams, and to impact the lives that you choose to impact. I don't need to impact everyone, but I just need to find a few people that I can do something that will help their lives. And it doesn't need to be right now, but eventually. Find a few people that you can impact in a positive way. I want to be the best person I can be. And I also want to understand myself better without feeling like I need a substance to make that happen. I want to love myself more going forward. I want to express my emotions with calmness, with decisiveness, and with warmth. I do not want to hold on to anger going forward. I don't want to look back in anger. I want to keep the thoughts of love in my mind at all times and understand that anything I want to do is possible in this life. All I need to do is learn to love learning. That's one of the things that I've tried to keep in mind in this past year is learn to love learning. Learning about people, learning new skills, learning new ways to cope with my emotions, learning ways to handle other people's emotions. And learning to love life more. There are times where I go to the darkest parts of my mind that makes me want to find an easy way out of this life. And I know that's not the best way to move forward, is to just think what's the easiest way out of this supposable hell. I don't want to do that anymore. There are times where, I've gone through multiple phases in the past few years where, when I first moved out, I always knew I was going to do psychedelics. Long before I moved into my first apartment, I knew I was going to do psychedelics. and I thought I would find answers in that. And the first time went so well that I wanted to get more answers, and I needed more answers because I had more questions. I had questions and questions and questions and questions that I didn't feel comfortable asking humans. And I would turn to psychedelic mushrooms in hope of finding an answer. And I would search and search and search. And then I thought, well, maybe I just need to have a child, and maybe that'll help me. Maybe that'll comfort me. Maybe that'll help me fill the hole in my heart. It'll fill the void that is just sitting deep within me. Then it was, maybe I just need a girl. Maybe a girl will help me find my way. And all these different things that I'm just grasping at to help me comfort myself, because I feel so alone here. I feel alone a lot, all the time. And I'm in a group. I mean, I live in a house full of roommates with different drug and substance abuses who we share a lot of commonality. But I feel so alone all the time. Some days I love it. Some days it just makes me question this universe, this world, what I'm doing here, what is my purpose? What am I supposed to be doing on this planet? What am I here to do? What am I here for? And I don't know if money's gonna do it. I don't know if children is gonna do it. I don't know if a woman's gonna do it. I don't know if materialistic things is going to do it. And I've had some experiences that have made me feel like maybe there is someone out there, something, someone maybe watching over me. But I do not like to I'm not religious, but I am a spiritual person. And I don't know about this whole situation with God and all of that. I don't know. And I try not to think too much about it, because people tend to just go, here, God, do it for me. But that's not how life works. You help yourself and the universe helps you. That's how I've always looked at it. But you can't just go, here, God, why won't you do it for me? And there's been times where I've looked around and just been like, what's going on? Is somebody watching this? Why aren't you doing anything about it? But that's because I've put myself in a position where I'm looking for someone to bail me out. And that's not the case. It's not the case. I'm not really feeling frustrated anymore with life in general. I think I'm trying not to let myself get overwhelmed by my want for my dreams to happen rather quickly. I think there are times where I get emotional because I worry that, damn it, why won't it happen the way I want it to happen? Why won't I feel like I'm just ranting. I'm looking for an outlet, to be honest. I go to the gym. I go to yoga. I go for walks, and they all help. I talk to friends. I make these videos. I'm trying to find healthy outlets to get my thoughts out. I'm making messages for myself to look back on and remember where I started and not forgetting that I've made a lot of progress. And one day when I do achieve it, you know, it'll taste that much better. It'll feel that much better. All those nights I spent in jail just looking at myself. Just thinking, 2 years ago I was in a jail cell and it was snowing and I'm looking out the window going, this is my life. You know? No one else around. I got put into, a box in a section where people are not in their right mind, in the right space mentally. And I'm forced to just look at some of the horrors of life. And now I'm in a sober house. I'm in this room by myself. Just understanding that it's much better to be where I'm at right now than to be in a box and someone's knocking on the window like you're an animal, going, are you okay in there? That's all real shit. And then that drives you crazy because you see what they're doing or how you're being treated. The road that I'm walking may be a lonely one for a long time. And I need to get more comfortable with that. They say it's lonely at the top because there isn't a whole lot of them up there. And, I dream of having children and, and then I always question, why do I want children? Why do I want children so badly? Is it just for my own selfish reasons? Or, is it because I want to raise a life and watch that life blossom into their own? And can both be true. But I don't know if, the longing for children just because I feel alone is the best way to bring a child into this world. Because I don't want to be possessive over my children, I want my children to have the ability to feel as free as I felt as a kid, being able to roam around when I was in Ghana. I felt more restricted coming here to America than I did living in Ghana, but it's completely different life circumstances. In Ghana, Mercy, my biological mother, had to work. My sister's 7 years older than me. She's out of the house doing whatever. And it's just me, and I'm just roaming around. I get adopted, I come to America, and there's structure. So how do I find that balance of raising children who have really good structure, but also have the ability to explore to the point where when they're older, they're not scared of how big the world can be. That's one of the reasons why I was hiding so much when I first moved out. I had the moment of holy sh. As small as this planet is, it's still a big wide world just in this small universe I live in. And I just wanted to work and come home and just hide in my basement until the next day where I had to go back to work. You know, then when you really get put into a situation where you're forced to sit down and sit in a box, you know, now I come out and I'm like, there's a big wide world out there. I want to see all of it. I want to do all of it. I want to go to culinary school. I want to graduate college. I want to learn all the skills to be the top chef, but I don't want to work in a restaurant and, you know, not in that capacity of I'm a chef, that my strict job is being a chef. I want to own a restaurant. I want to do a podcast. I want to have a yoga channel. I want to do my vlogs. I want to have a cooking channel. I want to travel. I want to go back to Ghana. I want to open a restaurant there. I want to own a business. I want to do all of it. Everything. I want to do all of it now. That's why I can't really complain too much about being forced to sit down. You know, I was acting like an unruly brat. You know, I wrote down years ago when I was going to Pikes Peak Community College, at 21, I wanted to have a full-time job. I wanted to move into my first apartment and have a girlfriend. And bam, bam, bam. All of that happened. So I've done it once. You know? Now I just need to do it again. Successful people build, you know, successful habits. Successful habits lead to success. And now I just want to do it on a bigger scale. I do. I felt like those 10 months felt like training, mental training, to get me prepared for all of the rest of my life. Because, you know, now I've seen what happens when you get everything stripped from you. You know, and you're forced to look at yourself and go, is this really what I am? Am I just a caged bird, a jail bird? Is that really what I am? Or am I more than that? I want to do it all. And I don't even feel like I need to go to college. But college was hard for me. And I want to do hard shit. You know? Like Addison says, you don't get to prove greatness through doing things that are easy. You know, you have to challenge yourself. And when you complete those challenges, then you show greatness. And I want to be great. I feel much better. I just needed to rant and get it off my chest. Going forward, I don't want to look back in anger anymore. That's my theme for 2024. Don't look back in anger. And leave no doubt. I know what I need to do. I know what I want to do. And my emotional discipline has gotten so much better. There are some days where I'm just seething with anger deep inside. But I've managed to keep myself